The Morning Loop. It starts right now.
Welcome back to the Lab Nation.
Yeah.
It's another fine day for real and ridiculous talk.
Keith, be ready for those transitions today, man. And John?
Gotta say, we never thought we'd hear the big dog himself making excuses.
You didn't pick up the dog shit because it was raining?
Dude, you need a new system.
Come hang out with us and picture some time. We can exchange notes.
Nation, strap in for another awesome day. We've got another self-proclaimed handsome guy joining center stage.
Things are gonna get interesting.
Yeah, if Anderson's running late this morning, we know who he is. We know he's behind the house picking up dog shit. Can you guys believe we actually heard the young man make an excuse yesterday? I don't think in the whole year and a half we've been hanging out, never heard the young man have to complain. Oh, he just showed up in the green room. I gotta hear him say this. I never heard the young man bitch about having to do shit. And he's out there just picking up dog shit. I could just imagine what that would look like. I could just imagine. I can only imagine what it would look like just seeing him wandering around out there, just picking up the turds, lamenting.
You're gonna have to wait another day.
Oh, Anderson, you fucker, man.
It was fucking cold and windy.
Oh, hold the horses. Oh, hold on. Jimmy, you got to mute this motherfucker because I got to jump down his back. Oh, let me play the violin. Let me play the violin for my brother. Let me send him a fucking snowsuit, Mr. California. Oh, it was cold.
Please do. It's fucking cold. I just about showed up with a hoodie on today. The shit, actually, the hoodie is on my fucking legs right now because it's cold.
Oh, I love it.
Normally walking from the main house to the studio, I don't put fucking flip flops on because I never wear I don't even wear flip flops. I'm barefoot, right?
Oh.
If the fucking ground is so cold, I put flip flops on.
Oh my god! So I will send you up my. I'll send you down my big snow boots. After the show here, I'll package up my big snow boots and I'll send them down to you down there in California, pal.
See, Roy, I'm smart enough not to live in a place where I have to own some of those.
Well, it's well deserved, man. I got up this morning, minus 25 Celsius. So fuck, that is in Fahrenheit.
What is that in degrees?
Well, so I think it's like minus 5 degrees. Fucking cold, brother.
Because Celsius, because 0 degrees Celsius is freezing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's just cold.
Fuck that shit. I mean, it's probably. I'm gonna say it's fucking 38 degrees outside now.
Well, so the funny thing is, right,
dude.
So I know that I'm very much like my father because as it becomes winter, people are always asking about how cold it is, right? I'm like, well, here's what I know. Basically, between the months of November and January, I got to put this jacket on. Regardless if it's minus 20, minus 30. It's like to your point, the details. I don't really give a shit if it's minus 28 or minus 35. It's fucking cold. So it's, you know what I mean? And it's funny because we all get so caught up in some of these minor details with language and weather. And it's like, no, I got to put this jacket on today, period. No decision to be made.
Dude, I think I told you, I was in my rookie year in strongman.
Yeah.
I got invited to the North American Strongest Man, which I actually won that year.
Oh, very cool. Good for you. Yeah.
And I ended up, I think I told the stories. I was sick. I had a fucking fever.
Okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. It's like, I didn't have the extra energy to worry. So we get there. It was a fucking shit show. I got put in secondary. The fucking bench unpacked my bags. I missed my fucking connecting flight. So I had to sleep in the airport for 2 hours waiting for the next flight. So I get to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
It was Regina.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I asked them, how do you sell it, Regina? They said, just like a vagina.
Yeah. Exactly it. Yeah.
It was one of those the plane was little. So it was the one where you walk down the steps and then you walk
on the tarmac,
50 feet over the tarmac.
Yeah. And you're saying to yourself, where the fuck am I right now? Right.
Dude, I didn't even get to the first step. I was like, there's like a 3-foot landing before the steps go down.
Yeah.
I got that fucking first gust of wind hit me and I just went straight back in the plane. I was like, you guys got to give me some blankets or something. I was already chilled to begin with. I had a fever. That was like, that was the first experience that I dealt with like wind that like cuts through your shit.
Yes, yes, yes. So you know,
I
we
had
have
a couple of sweatshirts on. I mean, I didn't have fucking stuff that you guys had. I had a couple of sweatshirts on, and I think like a warm up over the top of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
All material,
Oh,
like
dude.
where the wind
Yes,
sees the little holes.
yes.
It's
So,
just fucking. I might as well have been butt naked.
oh, dude. So I'll tell you something. So we have the CFL up here, the Canadian Football League, right? And we get a lot of NFL castoffs. So we got a lot.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys that come out of the southern leagues, and they get up here in the fall, and they get off the airplane, and they're just like you, and they're like, "What?
What
We
the
got to
fuck
play
is
football? This shit." It's
Good. I had to go and buy a big fucking jacket.
oh,
I think
believe
I've
it.
worn that jacket one other time.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John here this morning on Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Good morning, Jer. I see you there in the comments. Holroyd says it's only -6 degrees Celsius here, 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, Holroyd, yeah, Adam's just a few hours east of me. Well, I guess about 20 some odd hours there in Ontario. Hey, guys, the comments are open. Come join the comments. Second hour, we're open phone lines up 431-300-3005. As always, leave a voicemail, come send a text, or come just say hello. And hey, listen, after the show, if you guys need shit to figure out, come send me a text. Good morning, Sullivan. I see you out there as well. And Petro, I see you out there as well. Let's get to the conversation desk, boys, because I want to get into this. I see Petro's comment regarding my curiosity with research, and we drop a lot of it on the table here. And obviously, it's great morning show conversational stuff. But I got kind of a little, not a rant, but I got something I want to just kind of throw out there. So, Jimmy, if we got a transition for conversations, let's do it. If not, let's get into the sorbitol sugar-free thing, because I gotta expel something I want to talk about with Anderson. Jimmy, let's do it.
One lab shows a sweetener building up like fat fuel. The industry says, relax, it's fish data, not humans. You cleaned up your sugar, switched to sugar-free everything, and now the headlines say your liver might hate you. So is your sugar-free gum a liver grenade or just overhyped headlines? Keith, John, help the fellas sort this out.
Johnny, sometimes I get tired because we get a lot of studies, and I like bringing studies out because I'm a curious guy, and I'll always be curious. But I was saying here, and
I just real quick. I love this, but you said a word, that was really powerful in this conversation. You might not even maybe you put this word there for a reason. Excrete.
Oh, I don't think I realized that I did. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, excrete.
You eat too much of that shit, and that's exactly what your butthole does. It excretes.
Yes.
And that's that right there. I remember the first time I caught wind of this stuff, I was, oh my God, this is great. Found these fucking candies and shit.
Yeah.
Of course, the fat boy and me went fucking hog wild at a couple of fucking family-sized fucking bags of this shit, and they were caramel. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Dude, it fucking blew me up. And that right there tells you the body's saying, hey, I don't know the fuck you just ate, but don't do that again. So your body excretes anything, it's a massive signal that something's not right.
So it's funny, man. I just swear sometimes we must live in fucking parallel universes, because I just discovered this sorbitol like in this peanut butter type jar thing, and it wasn't peanut butter, but it was like a nut texture. I like my textures like you like your almond butter, right? So I discovered it over a weekend with Lauren. Started crushing it like on a Friday, Saturday. Dude, Saturday?
Recently.
No, like we're talking like a number of years ago.
But in your adult life.
Oh yeah, for sure. In my adult life, yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. And
fuck. I discovered this when I was probably in my teens.
Oh, okay. So
down here, California and Oregon, the West Coast, I should say, they have this shit. Where by the time it gets to you, it's a couple of decades old.
Well, that's exactly, yeah. But I discovered it, and I just fucking went to town. And then the next day, or not even the next day, my gut, my ass. You talk about excretion. I was like, okay, I'm not going there ever again.
Oh, dude. Well, the worst part about it for me was, I did it to myself a number of times. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Because you didn't learn the first time.
No, I learned. It's just, it was like the fucking heroin addict that didn't care about the consequences.
100%. But I throw this out here, brother. But I put it on
hours on the toilet with cramps in your stomach.
Yes. Yes. It's the same thing when last Friday, we talked about last Friday. I was chasing a dopamine spike. I was gonna go crush a pizza. My wife reminded me how bad I was gonna feel the next morning because of the cheese, because I love cheese. And it was that. Right. So I put the cheese back in the fridge, grabbed a dozen eggs, and I haven't had cheese since. I've had that kind of memory in my head, is sitting on the shitter going, you know what? Maybe there's better choices. right? So,
Yeah, cheese has to be used very sparingly. For
yeah,
not to
it's
have
so
a
true, man.
negative side effect.
Yep,
You know?
yeah. But I put this out here because it's don't hear it as frustration. It just makes it makes me giggle, maybe for lack of a better term. But I see Petro's comment because it seems like, I'll use Petrocelli as an example. He'll hear of something, create a thesis, and then go and create a study. And then all of a sudden, Keith hears John's study. He's like, "Oh fuck, I don't believe that." And then he goes and does it. And then John does it. And I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, John Petro, but it seems to me like that's what the scientist industry is. A bunch of competitive scientists that are always out trying to outdo the other guy. And every few months, it's like one guy says, "Well, no, sorbitol does this." And then John goes and says, "Well, no, this is what it does." And then Keith goes and does this. And then who is a human? Who do we believe?
Well, what about, I mean, you got to remember, scientists also, there's a little persuasion involved in there. So let's just say me, you, and Petro are fucking scientists, and fucking Nestle shows up and says, "Hey,
boom,
here's a really fucking great looking bonus check if you can prove this.
2 scoops of raisins in a box of Kellogg's
and it's like, well,
raisins."
fuck, man, if all I have to do is prove this, I mean, you can prove just about anything.
Yes.
It just,
Yes.
it's going to be skewed. You know what I mean? You can make an argument for just about anything.
Well,
but
that's 100%.
It's just an argument.
Yes, that's exactly one. And John puts it right. He's like, it is a social enterprise. And then I'll write it out, John, period. Because it is. It is absolutely. So which goes to the next one. Hey, Jimmy, how about another no shit Sherlock conversation for us? Tea and coffee might be linked to lower heart disease. What about that there, Sterling and Preston?
For once, the news says your morning coffee might actually be helping your heart instead of trying to kill it. It's not magic, it's patterns. Tea, coffee, berries, nuts, real food your grandma would recognize, not birthday cake lattes. So is this a green light to double down on your mug, or a warning to fix the rest of your plate?
So pretty simple, John. 3,100 adults. This study was published by the BMC Medicine. Essentially, that's who folks who regularly consuming these foods had healthier blood pressure and cholesterol. We know that, but it's just, again, nice to always putting signs out there until 6 months from now when somebody says drinking coffee is going to kill you.
Well, I think it comes down to, like the caffeine can be used in a way that it's unhealthy.
Yeah, it's like our conversation with nicotine. It's the same thing, right? It's what devices are we choosing, right? It's so some of those same things. This next
speaking of nicotine, I've actually found in my my research, if you will, that there's a certain point. Like I was trying to figure out what's that certain peak of how many milligrams at once, and I'm realizing that you don't need as much to actually get sharpened up, because I always tend to go overboard to begin with.
Yeah.
And so I peeled it back. I'm like, holy shit, I can use half of what I thought, and it still just fucking sharpens me up.
No shit, eh? Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So we were talking yesterday. I didn't get to it while you were here, but we talked yesterday about microdosing THC and kind of some of those same parameters of 1 milligram, 2 milligrams, 5 milligrams. It's funny because when I was reading that, the 1 to 2 to 5, I'm like, fuck, I'll crush 100 milligrams, not even blink an eye. So when I see the microdosing of 1 to 5, I'm like, yeah, give it a 1 and give it a shot, see what happens. But
it's because if you think about it, what we need to remember in all of this when it comes to finding these little call it molecules, substances, peptides, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the true secret is to find the smallest amount that does the best job.
I was just, it's you know what I love is I love how the term messenger has been brought up through our conversation through the peptide stuff, because that's exactly what it is, right? It's finding just enough to tickle the receptor of that messenger to make it activate. I'm oversimplifying, but to your point with the nicotine, right? Like, okay, I was taking this much, I'm taking this much, and I'm tickling the receptor, I'm getting the impact.
Well, totally, and it's so different for everybody.
Yes,
like with, I mean, God, it's my mitochondria were not as they were, because you could kind of everybody's so different. If someone's mitochondria are really fucked up, they're going to get a very different effect than someone who's not. And so you got to realize that it's like those messages are, some of them on some people are really skewed, others are barely altered. And so, I would say, I mean, point blank, there are probably, I mean, this is just me just making a wild statement. In the peptide world, let's just say we've got peptide X.
Okay.
That peptide X for one person might not do shit, and for another person, it's fucking life changing.
But you got to try.
Yeah, because the messaging system for one person may not be that altered.
Right. Yes, exactly. Good
'Cause
morning,
if you
everybody.
think
Hang on.
about it, the idea behind the whole peptide world is to restore the messaging center.
Yeah, I understand that 100% as I've been
Yeah.
learning from you and learning from how that works. Yes, that's it's exactly how. That's why I'm enjoying the idea of the messenger. Right. So, hey guys, coming up in about 8 minutes or so, we got someone who claims he's the smartest person in the world next to Keith and John. He graduated from the Handsome Boy Modeling School and turned 2,000 bananas into $1 million marketing campaign. We got a dude join us from Mad Magazine. John, remember Mad Magazine? Remember fucking Arnold Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine?
Yeah, that little fucking guy that had
Yes.
that devilish smirk.
Yeah. The redheaded freckle dude. Yeah. So that's coming up here. Hey, we're also going to talk in a couple minutes about the YouTube Wrapped. Hey, Johnny. So I'm trying something new this morning as we're playing with titles and building our live show here. One of the titles we threw on the table here today on purpose was a trending conversation happening right now on YouTube is revealing YouTube Wrapped. So you consume a lot of YouTube from a learning perspective, as do I. So YouTube dropped here in the last 24 hours. What your Wrapped is. Have you had a chance to take a look? I'm not suspecting you did, but it's called Wrapped. It's essentially your summary of your activity on YouTube.
Oh, I just saw that. It was,
Yeah.
I turned it on this morning.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it popped up a window, something about my summary, my 2005
That's right.
summary.
Yeah. So it's gonna show you kind of that's it. It's gonna show the highlights of what you consumed, maybe what you've learned, maybe, and it's gonna kind of point out some of the things. And it's funny because Spotify has done it, Apple Music's done it, now YouTube is doing it, and people get excited about it because it shows like, oh yeah, I watched that back in January, or you're like, holy shit, I wasted a bunch of time watching that shit, right? So it's
in my Apple, not my Apple, sorry, my Amazon Music.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can go into a section where it'll show me the most played music in each year.
There you go. Yes.
So I go back to
Very
like
cool.
19, and I can I'll play the like the number one song, and it'll fucking take me on a dive through a bunch.
Yeah, the nostalgia stuff, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I also got a little clip coming up here too, which is in our epic spot. So I found something about Jordan, somebody that you and I talk about often, Michael Jordan's love of the game. But I'm coming at it a little differently because he had a clause in his contract, but it leans into a conversation we had with Hunter Stoller yesterday and something you and I have talked about all the time, the power of interest. So we're going to get to that in a few minutes as well. But before we do that, another study, John, and you've talked about this as well again previously, but Sterling Preston, what's this 3.5% warm-ups are boosting speed and power as part of our No Shit Sherlock segment, guys?
Most guys treat warm-ups like optional. This study says every degree you raise your muscles buys you more speed and pop. Hot shower, light jog, empty bar reps, they all work. The real win is matching your warm-up to what's coming. If you're still walking into heavy sets cold, you're leaving free performance on the rack. Keith, John, how do you warm up?
How do you warm up?
Think about it's when you're think about from a lifting heavy perspective.
Yes.
This is something that young lifters don't often understand.
I believe this. Yes.
Is that because there's of course you need to get warm.
Yes.
So there's a difference between like a warm up, and now we're going to talk about like transition sets is what I call them.
Okay.
So let's just say that you're going to work up to a heavy set of 5 on a squat.
Okay.
Right. So let's just say that let's use a real world example. So on those days back in the day when I was getting to 700 pounds for reps,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I would go through a series of different weights, and I would do just about every weight twice. Now, what I was looking for was the second one was I didn't notice the second one got easier. The second one got easier. My central nervous system wasn't ready to go up.
Hold on. I want to digest this. If your second one wasn't easier, your nervous system wasn't ready to go up. I love that. I get it. Yeah.
But I'm talking about not in a single set. I'm talking about do a single, but maybe in the lighter weights you're doing multiple reps. But let's say I'm at 500 pounds.
Yes.
Get in, do a rep, get back out.
Yes.
Come back in short, not too much of a rest later. You don't even go back in. If 500 felt easier the second time, then okay, then my central nervous system still catching up. But I would almost always do a single rep with the weight I was going to go fucking crazy with, because that's saying, hey, this is the mark, central nervous system. This is where we're going.
Yeah.
And then you're ready. If you were to march through that too quickly, then you're leaving your central nervous system's not ready to fire the way it needs to.
I'm really enjoying this conversation with you right now because you solidified essentially kind of what I learned and what I really leaned into when I met AJ back to AJ. And when I trained at this athletic facility, I watched the pro athletes, the hockey players, and I learned about the nervous system. Just I kept asking questions like, why are they spending so much time warming up? And his words were activating the body to get ready to work was kind of how we framed it, right? So that sounds like you were activating everything to get your nervous system ready to actually go to work. He's like, oh yeah, they're not working yet. And I was like, no. He goes, oh, they're just activating.
The central nervous system is that's like the motherboard of the whole system.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like yesterday, perfect example. I was doing when I was doing my workout I was supersetting pull-ups and lunges.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah.
wasn't really, I wasn't lunging for the idea that it was really a leg workout. I was lunging because the next exercise was going to be a deadlift, which was really for my back, not my lower body.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I didn't get my lower body warmed up enough, it was not going to be effective in my hips. And if my hips weren't ready, my back wouldn't take the work. So it was the third set of the lunges where I actually thought, oh, fuck, I'm broke free now. I'm loose. These are so much easier this set than the sets prior.
Yeah.
And the fourth set didn't get easier. So it was 3 sets. I mean, granted, I warmed up, of course. And first set was a little, I don't want to say achy, but just not fluent. Second set, a little better. Third set, like, whew, okay, that's here. I'm here.
No
Fourth
shit.
set, exactly the same as the third. So that was the progression.
Yeah. Good morning, Saul. I see you there, the handsome boy hanging out in the green. We'll bring you in a couple minutes there. Hanging out with Keith and John here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. John, what do you say to somebody who's limited for time, who wants to activate the nervous system and get a good lift in? So, are you saying like what? And I'm serious. How would you recommend somebody quickly activating the nervous system before they go do a bigger lift?
Well, I guess it depends on how serious the lifter is.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have the time, you're not going to perform at the highest level. You pick a
Simple
daily
as that,
time. Yeah, not saying that you can't get a great workout. It just means you may not reach peak performance. I do that all the time. There are days where I have no intention of reaching peak performance, and I'll notice that, holy shit, this set was so much easier than the last one. And sometimes I'll choose to throw away one of the first ones because there was too much of a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't have the time, it's like you don't have the time. You don't have the time. You can't rush that system. It's like you can't rush something to cook.
Well, that's exactly it. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna bring in Saul here in a quick second, Jimmy. We're gonna bump the epic spot till later on in the show here this morning. But guys, we got someone who claims he's this. So Johnny, get ready to arm wrestle, man, because we got a dude here who claims he might be smarter and more handsome than you and I collectively. And listen, man, this could be posing a challenge to the show here today. So, what's that?
Is that his hook to try to get on?
Well, I don't know, man, but he's a Mad Max. I wouldn't scouted him. I wouldn't found him. And I saw his profile on LinkedIn. And when I saw the Mad Magazine stuff, and I saw how the guy looked, and then I saw his content, and I was like, oh. And then I saw he's like from the Handsome Boy Modeling School. I was like, oh. And then I saw the dude's beard, and I was like, oh, this guy's going to fit in just well with us. So, Sophia, let's do it. Let's introduce our guest coming up here in about 90 seconds. His name is Saul Colt. Sophia, let's do it.